Hey guys, Fatal here from Fatal Error Gaming. Thank you for dropping in today. We're going to be doing an initial review and first impressions of the NP01S. Now, if you guys haven't ever been to my channel before, please hit the subscribe button at the bottom and a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. And let's get into this. Upon receiving your Vaxee NP01S, the mouse comes in your standard Vaxee mouse box. Same box as they used for the NP01 and the outset. Now let's get inside this box and see what we have going on here. I'm quite excited myself. I have the NP01 and I have the outset, so getting this mouse is a little exciting for me. So let's see what's inside this box. So basically you get the standard, like I said, standard boxing that comes with this. With your mouse, you get your foam cover over the top of it, and then you got your mouse on the inside. So we've taken this all the way off. Put that right there. And then you pretty much have your mouse nice, safe, and sound inside the case. So let's get this out of here and let's check this out and see what we got going on here. Okay, so the dimensions of this mouse is going to be a little bit smaller than the regular NP01, but we're going to do some measurements here in the front real quick so you guys can see some actual measurements versus what they have on their site. Okay, so the front of the mouse you got 56.9, they're calling for 56. In the center of your mouse, they're calling for 57. We have 57. All right, the back of your mouse at the widest point, 63. They're calling 62. So let's try that one more time. See what they're doing here. 63.6. The length of your mouse, 119.8. They're giving 120, so you should be good on that. And you know, some of these measurements can be kind of tricky because they measure them certain ways and stuff whenever they put their measurements on here. From the widest point, or the tallest point of the mouse, 36.6, they're giving 36. And then the part down closest to the scroll wheel, 30.9, they're giving 25. So I'm probably just hitting it in the wrong spot, but that's pretty daggone close. So yeah, the measurements seem to be right on. Let's see about the weight. Let's turn on the scale here. Alright, what we got here? 75, basically 76 grams. They're calling for 71 grams. So I don't know how they're getting the 71 grams. The scale is dead on though. So we're getting 75. So let's get this a little closer. Maybe it needs to be a little closer. So they're saying 71 grams, and the best I can get on this is 73 grams. So yeah, that sounds like that's about right for the weight. So just in case you guys are wondering, I don't know what's adding those extra 2 grams, but yeah, that's that. Now this mouse actually comes in 2 different coatings on it. You have the matte finish and you have the glossy. This is obviously the glossy. Me personally, the other 2 mouse that I've had were matte finished. So getting this glossy was a step in the different direction for me. And personally, I'm actually quite satisfied with this. And it's got kind of a little bit of a sticky feeling to it, you know, kind of like glossy probably should have. The texture on the actual mouse 1 and 2 buttons have a really good texture to them. I'm really happy with that. I mean, it's pretty close to the other ones when it comes to, I mean, the NP01 and the outset when it comes to the actual filling of the buttons. So that's probably about normal on that for that The cable is the standard Vaxee cable that comes on all of their Vaxee mice, including the NP01 and the Outset. Now the stress relief on this, as you can see, is pretty much pointed up to where your mouse cable is not going to be dragging on the mouse pad itself when you're gaming. So that's a good thing. Just so you guys can get a little bit closer look there if you like. Now the mouse cable itself, it's just like I said, it's just like the rest of them. It's honestly, in my opinion, it's a little to be desired. It's not too heavy, but it feels more like a bootstrap than anything. I've already purchased from Agile Cables a new cable, paracord cable for this, and I've also got some Tiger ice skates that will be going on this as well. I will be doing an actual video on that later as soon as I have those on the mouse. This mouse comes equipped with the awesome Hawano 60G switches. What the hell, guys? 60G Hawano switches. Alright, so what we're going to do is a click test real quick with these so you guys can hear what it sounds like. Okay, so we got mouse 1, mouse 2. Okay, to the side of the mouse now. Front click, back click, front click, back click. Alright, to the scroll wheel, scroll click. And then the notorious Zowie scroll wheel. I know this is Vaxee, but it's the one thing that come all the way from Zowie over to Vaxee. Me personally, that's probably one things that I would love to see Vaxee fix is the actual scroll wheel. I don't really want to wake everybody in the house up whenever I'm in here late at night trying to do videos, doing content, playing games, what have you, with the scroll wheel, because it's really loud. As far as post-travel or pre-travel or any of that kind of stuff on the mouse, I think it's pretty much, let's see, we've got mouse 2, it's almost dead on, and the mouse 1, I mean, it's literally dead on. There's just about no pre-travel whatsoever on that. The buttons itself, let's see if we can kind of get a side view here so you guys can see the fleshness of that. I don't think personally that the side buttons are mushy. I think they're pretty nice and clicky, pretty reactive. Front one, has a little bit more clicky sound to it, but either way it goes, those mouse buttons feel really good, and so the main mouse 1 and 2 buttons. The mouse itself also doesn't have too much flex to it, if any. Squeezing it up, we get a little flex over here in the corner. Could have just been a screw loose there just a little bit because it stopped doing it. But I can't get any flex anywhere on it myself. It's pretty solid. Now obviously I'm not going to be squeezing this thing like this like a pair of vice grips while I'm gaming, so even if it did have a little bit of noise, I don't think it's going to bother anybody. But only flex I can get is like right in the center of that. See? And that's where I'm holding it at. It's the only place I can get that sound. So I don't think that's going to bother anybody. The grip style on this mouse, I believe, is going to be, you could probably say palm and claw. I think palm grip is going to be pretty good for this mouse. I think your claw grip is going to be really good for this mouse, and probably fingertip for this mouse. So you got your fingertip and you got your claw. and then obviously you've got your palm. And me personally, that's how I'm holding my mouse whenever I'm doing that. So personally, I have 7-inch hands, so I think if anybody that starts getting above like 7.5 inches, the mouse is, your hands, your fingers are probably going to start trying to go over the edge of the mouse. This is for, honestly, in my own opinion, is a smaller mouse, and it's a little bit smaller than the NP01. So me personally, I would say this would be for smaller hands myself. Obviously, you know, the large hand size people want to have this mouse as well, and you know, but I'm just telling you, 7.5 inches, anything bigger than that, you're probably going to start running into issues, and you're not going to enjoy the mouse. So personally, I would look into that before you actually purchase the mouse. Don't get something just because you think it's pretty. It needs to make sure, you need to make sure that it's something you want, that your hand's going to like when you're gaming, because you're going to be gaming for hours. It comes with the PixArt 3389 sensor in it, which is one of the best sensors on the market. You can't really honestly get any better than that. Personally, anything above 3360 in my book is an awesome sensor. I guess it depends on your likings. The 3370 is kind of interesting, but I only know a couple of mice that are actually probably using that. So, but basically on the bottom of the mouse, you've got your all your settings for your DPI, your polling, and your mouse response time, mouse button response time, and all of that's going to be on your mouse. There is no software for this mouse. Okay, so everything's on the bottom. And thank you, Vaxee, for fixing it to where I don't have to have any software, because software sucks. So you got your button response time, which goes in 8, 4, and 2. Then you got your polling rate, which is 125, 500, and 1000. And then you got your DPI, which goes, you know, you have 4 steps on them, as you know, just any of the other Vaxee mice. Those steps are going to be in 400, 800, 1600, and 3200. Your polling rate will be in steps of 125, 500, and 1000. The skates on this mouse are your standard PTFE feet on this, and the actual skate thickness is 0.6 millimeters, which is your basic Vaxee skates that come on your mouse. So yeah, they're not really shiny either. They're probably closest to the core pads, to be honest. But that's pretty much the sum of the mouse for now, until I do some more testing, and then later we'll get into seeing if there's any sensor problems or anything else. But right now, that's going to be pretty much it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please hit like and subscribe and share the video, and I'll see you next time. This is Fatal Error, signing out.